What's up, everybody? It's Bodyhead Productions here, and today we got a pretty loaded show for you. We're going to be talking about Borderlands 2, Xbox's E3, top games of this generation picked by yours truly. Without further ado, let's start knocking some shit down. So, biggest news recently, we got Borderlands 3. And we have some noticeable changes from Borderlands 2 to 3. So number one, we're going to start off with what I think is the biggest gameplay change. You don't need to place a talent point in one to, gain the ability to do whatever your class may be. Like the Psycho would pull an axe out and start throwing axes at people. Now you have it right off the rip. You don't have to complete missions to start off with that. But in addition, players now have 3 active abilities. So that means you could be doing the fire axe at the same time you're doing whatever else the other abilities are. This is pretty cool because it gets you in the game shooting faster, it gets you learning your class better, you get to see if you like it more, and you don't have to waste your time if you don't like it. Next, the number 2 biggest update part is no slag ammo. Shooting slag, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. It was kind of like shooting a noob Cybot as a bullet at enemies, and it lowered their armor and then you could take them out a lot easier. But the main thing was, the ammo looks cool itself. It was like that Muck Pokemon. It looked like you just threw him on top of enemies. And then you could just light him up, kill him 10 times easier. Now, they're going to be replacing it with radiation ammo. Now, I don't know why you do this. Slag was identifiable with Borderlands 2. They were like hand in hand. I had never heard of it beforehand. No other game that I know has ever used it. So why not stick with the ammo you created instead of going to radiation, which has been in so many other games. It's been overplayed many, many times. But if they can make their own cool Borderlands spin on it, well then who cares? They probably will. Let's check it out and see what happens. RIP though, Noob Cybot ammo. Alright, number 3, no new Vault Hunters post-launch. So what we see is what we're getting pretty much. Like, the day of launch, whatever's there is there for good. But the good thing about this is, when they say no new classes post-launch, well then we know we're getting at least a couple new classes the day of launch. That makes me feel a couple ways. One, hopefully the DLC content will mainly be focused around new places to play, like in Borderlands 2, and not about new classes. I don't really care too much about that. I don't feel too badly about this, but one can only play a Pyro Psycho or a Necromancer for so long, you know? And this one was shocking. Number 4, we have space and planetary travel. My God, a little Mass Effect going on here? And not only that, Sanctuary is now a ship. This fucking city, man. Sanctuary really lives up to its name. The thing does everything. Gets bombarded, they pick it up, and they move it over here like an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. This thing is now a ship. I don't know what to say about this thing, you know? Borderlands 4, it's going to be its own planet. They're going to expand it into its own universe. Welcome to the Sanctuary realm. Something like that. I think that's pretty cool. The larger the area, the more playing we'll get to do. Exploring, looting. Everything that's good about Borderlands gets bigger with bigger space, as long as they keep packing the environment the way they have in the past. In addition to that, there's an interactive environment. So it's going to be kind of like BioShock and Far Cry in a way that, like, if there's water on the ground, there's enemies in the water, zap the water, they'll all get zapped. If there's gasoline on the ground, you can shoot that. So, it's kind of just like, I thought destructible environment at first. I thought you were going to be able to blow up covers and things like that, but it's looking more like it's just like elemental things around the environment, which is, I guess, pretty good if your shield sucks and you have terrible shield recharge. Because, if you got nothing to hide behind, well, you did, bro. Next, we got no more badass ranks. Not sure how I feel about that. It was replaced with Guardian ranks. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. Your identity was so great with badass ranks. It really, it captured the entire Borderlands 2 theme of just kind of being this over-the-top, comedic, sarcastic looter shooter. I mean, it just kind of stuck with its identity. And now Guardian ranks, it kind of seems like they're trying to clean the game up a little bit. We're just going to get to our next topic as well. I don't know how I feel about it. I think they might have to do it. Maybe they're trying to approach a more mature demographic. Who really knows the specifics? I just think that you know, when you have a really cool identity to your game, why start changing things and making them Guardian rankings? But hey, I mean, they're probably going to be pretty awesome. They're going to do the same exact thing. It's not a big change. It's just a name change. But badass ranks for life. That's all it comes down to. And now, back to what I was saying about kind of censoring the game. They have new enemies, new enemy names, actually. And by that I mean there's going to be no more midgets. So I forget the boss's name at the beginning. It was like so-and-so and his merry midgets. Looking back, I can see how that's a bit of a problem. I understand that move. I don't feel any exact way about it, but I understand it and it makes sense. More power to them, because, guys, a lot of games are going to be cleaning up and censoring or updating themselves to kind of today's lingo. Like, you can't just go around calling people midgets. And they're just regularly using it in that game, no problem. It's kind of like what might happen to the Washington Redskins losing their name. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if it's fucked up, which it is, it's fucked up, so, hey, you gotta take it out. They renamed them to Tinks, though, so take it how you like. They might have stopped one problem and just started another, but hey, we don't know. We'll see how it plays out for them. They might still change that name, too. But that rounds up pretty much all the news with Borderlands 3. I think that's the biggest news regarding the biggest game coming out relatively soon. So, on that note, let's make our way to Xbox E3. So we're going to be going over some games that I know for a fact are coming out, what I'm looking for in them, and then kind of, you know, what I hope to see personally. And hint, it might be Gears 5. But anyway, what we know is coming. Borderlands 3, we just mentioned it. Hopefully we see a little bit more of the combat. I want to see more of how these class abilities work. I want to see people using multiple of them at the same time just to see how they stack up. And Call of Duty 2019. I loved all three Modern Warfares. I thought they had the best story of any Call of Duty game ever. And just how legendary that the first trailer was. Oh my god. Oh my god. You got me saying words that don't even make sense. It was so goddamn good. They could give us Soap McTavish's son that he never explained to us about as the campaign mode, and I'd still be sold on it. Whatever you do, just include some throwbacks to the characters that made that trilogy so freaking cool. And I'll buy it. I'm sold. Simple as that. Alright, next we got Halo Infinite. This is a tough spot for a lot of people. Last couple Halo games, not too big on, not a big fan. Halo MCC, a lot of big updates. Now, awesome. I had no problems from launch. So, you know, I'm still kind of always been like old school Halo. Definitely always over new school Halo. And I'm hoping this changes all that. I hope I go, wow, man, Halo Infinite's really brought it back. I hope I have the same reaction I had to Gears 4. I hope it brings back the best mascot in Microsoft history, Xbox history, Master Chief. But, you know, we're going to have to wait to see with that one. After the last couple, who really knows? But, you know, wishful thinking, baby, wishful thinking. We got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I was talking about this the other day, and I really like John Bernthal as the main antagonist of the game because he's an absolute badass who looks like he could beat the Christ out of like 4 people at the same time. I buy into that. I think he's a cool character for those reasons. But I don't really like the whole... He had like an army of drones coming out behind him. That might be really where warfare is going, using drones to attack and things like that. You know, less human lives at risk, more robotic metal at risk. And I just don't think it makes for a good game. I just think it's kind of boring. While the original Wildlands, I absolutely love that game. The drone was a big part of it. But my god, if it's just going to be drone-on-drone combat, that's just... They can't be trying to sell that. I don't know. But watching the trailer, that's what I'm thinking. And I know if I'm thinking it, there's got to be a couple other people out there thinking the same thing. Hopefully we get some solid gameplay out of that. Like some real solid-looking gameplay out of that. Because the previous one had solid gameplay, it was just kind of a bunch of other technical issues that kind of held it under the radar. Nonetheless, though, extremely excited for that one. And lastly, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. My god, I just want to see everything about this, because I don't know a damn thing about it. So yeah, anything you guys want to tell me about it, I don't know shit. feel free to bring it to the comments section because I'm an uneducated bastard. Now we'll get to what I'm hoping to see. Gears 5. Gears 5. Gears 5. Gears 5. Gears 5. Yes, of course, I want to see Gears 5. I want to see this 10 times larger open world that they keep talking about. I want to see the customize your own gear. I want, as in your own gear character, not like your armor. Maybe that's a part of it too, though. So maybe it's a play in words. The old 2-in-1, I like to call it. So who knows? But I want to see more about what's going on there. It's coming out this year, and we don't really know anything aside from the trailer we got like a year ago. So that's number 1, what I'm hoping for. Number 2, Fable 4. I mean, come on, guys. They got Halo, Fable, Gears, all at the same E3? Jesus, man, that's a big Xbox panel, especially with no Sony being there. This is a big time to just get all your mascots together and just, really just reclaim that dominance you had over the best exclusives. You need to just rebuild what your success was on. Yes, you have to branch out, make other games, develop new mascots. But my God, man, you guys are clinging for dear life. You need to hold on to these guys and put them on the forefront of everything right now. You need to build some fucking hype, bro. And that's pretty much everything that I'm hoping to see. Yes, it's just 2 games, but hey, I'm an Xbox guy. There hasn't been a whole lot going on this generation. And lastly, I'm getting into a conversation I saw on Twitter. A lot of people like Alana Pierce, for example. She's the biggest name, highly respect her. And I saw she replied to someone. She was putting her top 10 games of this generation, which is pretty much PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Now, I don't own a Switch or a PS5, so I'm going to give you mine. And when you guys backlash telling me, how bad my list is, just keep that in mind. That I didn't play God of War, Bloodborne, Spider-Man. I didn't play any of these games. So, this is strictly basically just the Xbox. So, number 1, Red Dead Redemption 2. Without a doubt, the best game of this generation. I don't even know how anyone could argue that. Number 2, Gears 4. Obviously, I'm choosing that. I play it more than any other game I've played in history outside of Gears 1. Number 3, Fallout 4. Kicked off the generation, and it really started off, started off the console well. But not too many were big on it. I loved it. I love Fallout. So what are you gonna do? You guys, let me know where I screwed up. Put your list down there, and let me know your top 3. But anyway, number 4, Tom Clancy Wildlands. I mentioned it before. I really like the combat in it. I like the setting, and I like the bosses that you took down. But as far as the driving goes, some AI problems, and just a really boring open world. I think they could have done a lot better than what they did. Hopefully, John Bernthal is going to bring that shit in the next one. Number 5, Dead Rising 3. This is like the least liked one out of the entire series. I don't know how. Dead Rising 4 was absolute garbage. It was like a musical the whole time, and it wasn't timed, and it wasn't the same game. The key mechanics that made that game work were gone, and Dead Rising 3 just holds that crown, man. Number 6, Middle-earth, Shadow of War. Fuck microtransactions. Microtransactions aside, this game was fucking awesome. And if you don't think so, you probably just didn't play it. Number 7, Gears Ultimate Edition. This is the reason why I bought an Xbox One. Got me back into all this shit. I fucking love it. You guys know I love Gears. I don't need to say much more. Number 8, Halo Master Chief Collection. This is still fun to this day. People complain that it needs updates, all this stuff. I think it's going pretty good. I think it's running fine, and, it's just getting better. So, and at number 9, it's COD Modern Warfare 1, COD 4 Remastered. It was the best one. It was the best one of them all. Best Call of Duty game ever made. Now, I know there's not too many new games on this list, and a lot of them are just remakes. And I'm not sure if it's because I stopped enjoying new games as much, or if I only like to spend my time playing a game I know I'm going to enjoy. Or if this was just a really mediocre Xbox generation. It's probably a combination of all three. It definitely is a combination of all three. But like I said, guys, I didn't get to experience that PlayStation Switch, you know, console game exclusives. So hopefully I will in the future, and I can update this list because I know it's not looking too hot. But yeah, guys, let me know where I'm wrong. Put yours top 10 in there, and you know I'm going to be back with another one really soon. As always, guys, catch you in the next one.